Hello, all. Good morning. Last time we discussed the market in Abu Dhabi in general. It was an introduction. If you are interested in that one, check the previous video. Today we are discussing Dubai, but it's a different topic. It's not about residential properties. We are today looking at commercial properties. Why is that important? For this reason. Let's take a look here. This is from the official government of Dubai website, and it shows that there is 70,000 new companies joined the Dubai Chamber of Commerce in 2024. What does that mean? That's a 3% year-on-year growth for 70,000 new members, and that's as well 18% increase year-on-year for active members. That's as well reflected on the exports of those members that have reached 9.2% increment year-on-year. So once we look at this data, we can expect that the office demand is increasing, and we can supply that with data as well by this report by Savills. So if we look at this report, it's the Dubai office market Q1 2025. Savills is one of the leading agencies in the market that does market reports for all of the sectors in the market. They are leading worldwide as well. So this is the summary of the report. The report is very, very interesting. I can put the link in the comments as well or in the download page here. So once we look at this report, it shows that the demand is increasing, vacancy is decreasing, the new supply is the same. There is not much supply coming into the market, and the market sentiment is optimistic, which is a good thing. There is a lot of videos surfacing now about the supply, the oversupply of apartments in Dubai. I'm not going to get into that. We can discuss that in another video. But what we care the most here about in this report is this news that we just read from the original website. And what we see as well is that the grade A space availability is squeezed. What do we mean by grade A? Those are specific locations that attract high earning businesses, that attract international businesses. Those locations are DIFC, Business Bay, Downtown, and TCOM. Where vacancies do arise, competition is fierce, and rents have reached record levels in Q1 2025. Once we look even deeper in this report, we can see that the average size for office spaces is between 1,100 up to 3,000. This is 33% of the market. Then comes after that between 5 and 10,000 square feet, which make combined half of the inquiries in the market. Then comes the size of 10 to 20,000 square feet. So once we aim for an office space, we are usually targeting between 1,100 upwards. Once we look at the transaction type as well, we see that new companies entering the market, getting the first space is around 25%, which is a huge chunk of the market for Q1 2025. So once we look at locations, we see that DIFC is leading all areas of Dubai. Then One Central Free Zone, Sheikh Zayed Road, Dubai Business Bay, and Downtown. Those are the leading locations. Then comes the new Dubai, if we can call it that way. We see Barsha Heights and Dubai Marina as well as leading locations. And the other locations are here with less demand. Those are the locations on the map. And looking at the incremental rental, once we look at rental data and rental increments, we can see that all of the locations have increased in prices, with locations such as Business Bay increasing at 94%. That's year on year. That means that price of rental has doubled in that location. And looking at other different locations, it's just a general trend for the whole market where prices are increasing. Even Dubai South, where it's the furthest down the line in Dubai, we're seeing increments in prices of 54%. You cannot see that in residential apartments, of course. And here in the final page of this report, we see what types of businesses are coming into the market. Then once we're looking at the map, here are all of the off-plan residential properties in the market. As you see, there is quite a number of them. Those are either new launches or current launches with a huge concentration of projects in JVC, JVT location, which with areas down here that are further from the sea. Once we change the map to office spaces, we see that the number has dramatically decreased, with only one project currently in TCOM, another project in GLT, a third project in Business Bay. This is recently launched grade A office spaces by Omniat in Business Bay. And they have another office space that is also launched in front of the metro. This launched around 2 days ago with grade A office spaces. Those spaces are around between 6 and 8,000 dirham per square feet, which is above the market, of course, because this is a grade A type of office spaces. Meanwhile, the office spaces here in TCOM provided by Prestige One are only around 3,000 dirhams per square feet. Means that there is very limited supply in the market. There is huge chances to enter. If we look at the data for the secondary market as well to get some guiding data, this is Property Finder, one of the leading platforms in terms of buying and selling in Dubai. We choose commercial by office space, and we see the concentration of those office spaces is in Business Bay, JLT, Barsha Heights of TCOM. Then comes different locations with very, very minimum amounts and numbers of office spaces, which are not the most attractive for people in the market. And this is the map that as well answers the map that we just looked at in the Sables report that shows a huge deficit of office spaces in the market. So we were just looking at this map and it shows only off-plan office spaces. Those office spaces come at a payment plan, of course. You don't have to pay 100% of the payment. And it is more or less like those payments of residential apartments. The good thing is that competition is very, very limited. Good thing about tenants of offices or commercial spaces is that yearly increment can be added to the contract, on the contrary of residential apartments or residential complexes where you have to wait for the RERA indication and you have a maximum annual increase. Number two, the duration of the contract is usually longer. That's around 3, 4, or even 5 years. So the occupancy rate is always higher compared to residential buildings. We look deeper at the project in JLT by Midori. We can see that the price per square feet is as well around 3,650 dirhams per square feet, and it has a payment plan as well with post handover options available. So in a nutshell, those are great opportunities for the market. It's not that much of a difference buying a retail or office space compared to buying an apartment or an up-plan in one payment plan. But in terms of supply and demand, there is more demand here on office spaces as we can see, and that percentage is increasing year by year as more people are moving to Dubai and more businesses are entering the market, as we can see. So if you're interested in office spaces in retail as well, you can reach out to us and we can assist you getting the right one and the right option in the right location.